Hello, this is Jared. The Prehistoric DLC has just officially been released today, and I'm going to be starting an epic challenge and spaced out version of this asteroid, trying to get all achievements and putting everything on the maximum difficulty settings, including demolish your impact in 100 cycles. This is going to be an insane challenge. So I'm going to be starting on an asteroid that is metal poor, and there's some large boulders I've got to go around. All the game settings are on the max, and I'm trying to get every single achievement. Oh my goodness, let's see how I do. So this is who I'm going to be starting off with. We've got Miner and Builder, who have balanced interests, but they are going to concentrate on excavation and construction. But I'm worried with the locavore achievement, so I've got one dupe that's really concentrating on cooking. I've restricted myself to one positive trait, so that's going to be the early bird, and I'll take at least one negative trait, so no one's good at doing artwork. Name of the colony is the Jerassic Asteroid. Let's embark on this mission. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just do a quick little tour here. See some large dino critters around. Interesting plants, some little bit of water. Let's see what we've got for geysers. So we're going to have the cool chlorine, polluted water, salt, natural gas. Oh, and a volcano. Oh, great. Overall temperature is pretty warm. I'll get started with the first move. First task I have is to dig out a little bit of shale for construction. Now that I get some shale, we can create a ladder. And I'm going to clear out a spot for both a latrine and a barracks, just above us. And see, we're going to get a little bit of nickel, which is important for this construction as well. That way we'll be able to have doors to actually make the rooms. Now that we've got some metal, we can create some doors. And I see a nude version of the cot. It is called the Stone Cot. Who ordered the extra firm mattress? Well, that seems very appropriate for the Jurassic asteroid, so we'll put in 3 of those. Have a goal of setting all this up before the dupes take their first break. And I believe, yeah, there we have it. Both a barracks and a latrine. Put the barracks and a latrine together. I'm going to get a goal of setting up a laboratory. We don't have enough metal quite yet, but we'll dig out some more of that. Some nickel ore down here. Should be able to complete this project with that. I have already forgotten what it's like to be on an asteroid that is metal poor. So I actually don't have enough metal to complete my project, so we're going to go up here where we have some metal ore accessible to us. Let's start to get our ladder to go up in that direction. And it's time for the dupes to take their first break. So they checked out the outhouse, find some food. We'll find out whether the stone cot is a good idea or not. It looks like they're able to enjoy that all the same. Let's see now if we've got enough metal to complete our little project here. Now with more metal, I can get a wire to reach the research station. Just need to have one plugged in for the moment. Excellent, we can start our first research project. So I'm going to get a pitcher pump next to a micro musher, but I also see that we've got a sweet corn stalk. It's already ready to be harvested. So we'll go after that, as well as hunting out a little bit more metal. Miner harvesting our first sweet corn. Open up this area down here so we can get in a micro musher. See if we've got enough metal to complete our wiring. Looks like we're okay there. And we're researching away on a rock crusher. Let's see, getting in here would be a nice thing as well. Here we are, more harvesting. I'm going to put in a bin right here to store dirt. That's the two inputs of mush, dirt and water. And let's do consumable ore. No, hold on. Got dirt stored down there. 15,000 calories, so I don't think we need to run this just yet, but I want to get this in early so that it's available to me once I run out of food, which I don't think is going to take too long. Yeah, I know. Next thing I'm going to do is go to the research portal. Don't know that there's actual value other than you kind of see the actual threat that it's on the way, but it's nice to have a reminder of that. Let's just orient this in the right direction, maybe make 2 of them as well. Everyone is asleep here. I'm going to be getting another dupe soon, so I actually want to expand our barracks. So let's have this shaped like that, make that a priority. Add in an extra cot. Chef there, looking at a research portal. Eureka, we deciphered the research portal's final transmission. We've got new buildings, but we see a threat on the horizon. That's going to be here in 100 cycles. Actually, at this point, less than 100. 97.9 to be exact. And the impact zone, which I do not want it to impact at all, is going to be right here. Alright, so that is what that is about. Let's focus on making sure we've got another cot, because it's going to be less than half a cycle till the next dupe arrives. I also think it might be some mush bar production time. See if that goes well. Cot available. Got our next research. What I'd like to have is automated lights early on for the micro musher. So we'll start researching that. And chef there cranking out some mush bar. Yum. But at least we'll be able to stay alive and get the work on the locavore achievement anyways. So at this point, while doing research and running the micro musher and having someone on the manual generator, doesn't give a lot of opportunity to advance for the very moment. Okay, new dupe. We are getting scientists to help us out, so they are interested in suit wearing building, but focusing on research. Early bird's pretty much a standard. Let's do a few things. First of all, on priorities, focused chef to be the only cook, but I'll do a similar thing here for our scientists. Discourage everyone from doing research except for scientists. Let's throw them in a schedule. Actually, I'm going to keep 2 dupes per schedule. Let's throw chef down here. Since scientists just arrived and should be fully refreshed, we'll put them right down there. I should be able to get them their skill of advanced research. And they've taken over the research project. Excellent. See if we can get ourselves a second wash basin. Builder is on that. Next goal is to get in an oxygen diffuser. We'll turn some of this algae into oxygen. Right now we still have oxylite. Definitely want to get that running before too long. Scientists working all night long. Okay, so that gives us the ability to do that. And maybe we will, yeah, we'll get our oxygen production going. And we'll build that rock crusher. So we're going to put a rock crusher in down here. In order to actually run that, we need to connect it with power, but we are just low on metal. Put storage in here for some of that nickel that we collect. The few that we'll have, maybe not a lot, just a ton even. There's the rock crusher. Connect that with a little bit of power. Let's give a light access for whoever's going to be operating that. And I'll ask for the first few pieces of nickel to be made. Could be watching our calories. I'm hoping to have our automated lights running by the time I need to run the micro musher again. Builder cranking out the first little bit of metal. I think we can move along with research, do advanced research project. More sweet corn, probably should dig out a path that way so we can harvest over here as well. Oh, and more harvesting here as well. Actually, that one's not going to last too long with that oxylite, but we'll get over there nonetheless. Time to install our new automated lights with metal that we've made. So whoever's going to use the rock crusher and micro musher, I'm just a little bit nervous of food always, so we'll start cranking that up again. So these guys are going to be eating 2,000 calories each. When is the next tube? 1.7 cycles. Put in another cot for them. Make a focus of getting down here. Let's also prioritize miner on digging, builder on building. That's our supercomputer research. We'll continue on, maybe going up with the better power. Store some dirt over here next to this research station. We'll plug this guy in, replace this with a supercomputer. Someone should be attending to this guy at high priority. We want to get our supercomputer in, put that right there. Bit of calories gained. Thinking an extra battery would be really nice, so let's enhance our power storage. Double check we have our laboratory again. We do. Calories 16,000. Starting to explore a little bit more. Let's see, 71%. So we've got a cold biome with some dartles. That's awesome. Oh, and look at this. Polluted water vent. Interesting. We've got two wheezy warts side by side. See an ocean biome. Some skills that we can give out, builder. Give you some better construction. Be smart to have an extra outhouse, just in case some of those become clogged up. Miner, let's give you hard digging. So now we can go through granite if we want. That's nice. Another skill point, that's chef. Okay, this is important. We'll give them grilling. So we can cook even better, and mush bar production. Continuing on with that, so that's important. Thinking the next dupe will concentrate on ranching, so we can work towards the carnivore achievement. Oh, and you're ready to be harvested, so we'll get a path down there. Research project done. Let's use our new supercomputer. Usually like to focus on getting fire poles early, so we'll do that. And more food that can be harvested. And next dupe. So we are bringing in Rancher now. Let's just put them in appropriate schedule. Same as Scientist, looks good to me. And skill-wise, actually we'll give them some farming so they can ultimately get the ranching ability soon. Oh, up there. Back down. And I've got to figure out what we're doing next, but everyone's looking happy. Thing I'd like to see is exploring up, mostly so that if I produce some hydrogen with electrolyzers, I'll already have this place carved out. So we'll start going up in that direction, mapping out a few floors along the way. Create a ceiling here so we can keep expanding our barracks. I think I'm going to go right up to 8 dupes right away, and then we're going to slow down. Make sure we get our achievements and get organized. Builder, creating a ladder so we can go up. Extend that ladder a little bit further up like this. We can go in here now. Add in an extra barracks for our 6th dupe in time. Excellent. Continuing our project, I'm going to get up to the Abyssalite. It's going to be far enough. Get a ladder to make it easy to get up to this area, because we're going to have some construction. Mostly gas pump, which I haven't researched yet, but we will be doing that soon. We'll clear out this area here. We'll have eventually some hydrogen accumulating. Really open it up to make that hydrogen flow up nicely. And research is done on our fire pole. So now that we've got the ability to make a fire pole, let's do it. That may use up a bit of metal, so we're going to dig out some nickel ore over here. And also going to be researching gas pumps, so we can build a gas pump way up here. Ideally do that before the hydrogen is up in that area. Mine are digging out some of that nickel ore for us. Chef on our micro musher. Excellent. How about we do air system research? First piece of the fire pole is in. Not going to bother with the fire pole going all the way up here just yet. All right, and this is our fire pole. So now we're going to go to the very top here and get ourselves a gas pump. Plug that in, the electrical line going all the way down. And get a gas line. This is going to be a hydrogen line. It'll feed a hydrogen generator. I haven't decided where that's going to go, but somewhere here central in the base, I suspect. So there's the pump and wiring going up to it. We'll open this up a little bit as well. Actually, one thing I will do is cut the power, because otherwise this is going to scoop up a little bit of oxygen. Research is advancing. Okay, so what should we do next? Maybe a hydrogen generator, just in case we can actually get enough hydrogen. Because power seems to definitely be an issue. Look for some of this metal that we've got, a limited amount. Calories. Oh my goodness. Huh. What do I do with so little calories and wanting to take in another dude? So here is my strategy. We've got Baker specializing in cooking. Let's put them in a schedule. Let's see, maybe down here. We'll add in at high priority another one of these machines. It's going to be a power consumer, though. Maybe add in a second one of these manual generators. And let's start cranking out mush bars over 2 micro mushers. We lost our barracks, didn't we? We should make these both prey. Oh, we have those as a 6. Okay, excellent. Carbon dioxide, not so great. Maybe that's the next task here. Let's just finish some wiring first. Alright. So after exploring up, we're going to go down for 2 purposes. One, to get the carbon dioxide out of our cooking area. But also, I want to get access to the second little bit of water, because this is going to run out pretty quickly, I'm expecting. I want to have another spot available. Probably basically relocate our micro mushers down here in time. Also going to put in some tiling here just to move this water up. And cycle 10. Scary to think, but that's 10% the way towards Demolior taking a big chunk out of our asteroid. Gulp. And oh no. I forgot something important. Very, very important, Baker. You need to cook. Here we go. Calories getting very low. Just gotta focus on getting this last little section open so some of this carbon dioxide can get the heck out of here. There we go. Hopefully that's going to get that carbon dioxide to start to flow down. The other thing I can do actually is kind of this type of thing. That should help as well. 3,000 calories. Oh my goodness. I'm getting nervous. Okay, Baker, let's give you... Oh, I forgot to also give them their grilling. Scientists now can do field research. That's going to improve their research ability. Let's do maybe sound amplifiers for research. More tile over here. I think that can actually be opened up like that, though. I don't know that these guys can reach it just yet. And we are down to just less than 2,000 calories. Not even enough for a single dupe. Okay, well, guys, it's all on you guys to stay alive. Okay, so we've got our pitcher pump fully accessing that water. I do not like the look at all of all this carbon dioxide, so we're going to pivot our research towards portable gas. We're going to put a gas pump down here, power it up, send up a carbon dioxide line. Scientists can work on portable gas research for us. Just staying alive with the number of calories, pretty much. There's some of our wiring. It's going to be a difficult build just because of all the carbon dioxide. See a few little bubbles of oxygen the tubes can use temporarily while they're down here. Alright, so that is research on that. Let's go back here to our sound amplifiers, perhaps. So we're going to put our new research item here, which is our canister filler. See the dude's trying to install that gas pump at the bottom. That will be a bit of a challenge. Oh, and do I dare take in another dupe? I think I might. Bringing in engineer, so I'll have a dupe that can concentrate on some of the engineering skills. Let's put them down here with Baker. We can assign them improve tinkering so they can get electrical engineering in time. And then there were seven dupes we've got to keep alive. We're going for the local board achievement. Just a few wiring left. Let's up our maximum here on our canister filler. Just 2 more wires to go, guys. Engineer working on those. Oh no, I was wrong. I missed one down here. And did I not oh, I did not. Whoops. Okay. Apparently we need to do this as well. And we are starting to pump out some of that carbon dioxide, which is really good. Next thing we're going to do is build ourselves an electrolyzer. We're going to use the water that's over here for that. This is probably going to result in a little bit too much running on one circuitry. But the hydrogen we're going to get from this will help us out on that aspect of things. And yet another cot, just in case we expand to another dupe in time. Should see some carbon dioxide on the way up there, as long as we have power, I suppose. And researching, I'm thinking we've got to focus on ranching. Actually, where is the skill for rancher? Oh, they're getting up there. They'll have their ranching ability soon. We got to prepare for that. Here's water going into our first electrolyzer, and a little bit of hydrogen being created as a result of that. Decided to put a power plant down here, so we're going to open up that area next. Make a little bit of metal. Still going to be a big carbon dioxide area. Maybe we'll just open this up a little bit more. Make sure we put that in there so we can get across. At least there's a little bit of oxygen in the cooking area. Skill point. Builder. Give you better construction ability. Almost a cycle until the next dupe. I'm going to be stopping there at 8. We definitely need to do something with power next, I suspect. Chef. Better grilling. Oh, yeah. In fact, maybe make this a 7 and a 7. Baker, let's get someone else to focus on power. Trying to keep everything running, not so easy, especially when that carbon dioxide pump is just running so much. And we've got no calories. Baker and Chef trying to fix that. So now we're making a power plant. We'll have a power control station. We'll put in 3 manual generators. Start off with 2 hydrogen generators. Smart battery to control hydrogen generators. And a transformer. Throw in a second transformer at some point. Skill miner. Okay, so now we can dig through abyssalite. That is nice. Okay, just above 10,000 calories from time to time. That's encouraging, if nothing else. Might disconnect our carbon dioxide pump down here for the moment. Some outhouses needing to be unclogged. First hydrogen generator online already. Oh, and do I take in another dupe? 4,000 calories. What should I do? Let's do it. Bringing in our 8th dupe farmer interested in suit when farming ranching. Let's give them their farming skill. And rancher can now do critter ranching. Okay, we got to get on top of that. Research is almost done for that. But also, let's put farmer down here. Research is done on that. One thing I'd like to have is automation on our 2 gas pumps at the top and bottom. How are we for hydrogen? Just a little bit. Starting to build up. And main thing to watch is our calorie situation. Baker and chef working away. In some nickel here. We don't have a dupe that will use that, but engineer will be able to eventually. It's bringing in a second transformer. Leaving a little bit of space here for a future kitchen, taking advantage of that water that's down there. Mine are getting a little bit more metal for us. Let's put a jar here at the end. Oxygen being a little bit low down here. I did disable this oxygen diffuser. Let's take this out and that out and add in another electrolyzer. Throw that guy right there. Send some water down. Let's see, we'll go around like this. So that's our 3rd electrolyzer running. Hopefully that will improve the oxygen situation down here. And I've got another tile that we want to get in right here. So with that, let's hook this whole thing up. I want to get a system that's going to, or one circuit that's just going to do the carbon dioxide in the kitchen. And then everything else, essentially. Just before we move on too far here, let's disable this guy, take that out. Temporarily disconnect this right here. Let those batteries drain out. I'm going to open up a spot down here for another electrolyzer to improve the oxygen at the bottom of the base. Okay, it looks like those batteries are done, so let's disconnect that. We can take the batteries themselves out. Then we'll connect that back. And we're digging a path over to here. I'm going to want to visit these guys. Make a very efficient way to get there with some tiling. So here's the plan for the next electrolyzer. Kind of envisioning of having one on every other floor. Eventually I'll have one here, but kind of have ladders and fire poles in the way at the moment. Water line going down. Alright, that's another electrolyzer, proving oxygen down there. Give the command to cut through this. Miner's the only one that can do that at the moment. The rest of the dupes can make a tiling system to efficiently get over here. Won't want to disturb this Drew Jip. So now that I get to this point, I'll make a plan to get in and build a stable. Before we dig in this area too far, I see some bleach stone, so we're going to make a spot over here for storing some of that bleach stone, so we don't end up getting too much chlorine. Assuming to this point we haven't actually come in contact with it yet. No, we have not. Give the command to dig through our first piece of bleach stone. Okay, so with that bleach stone, consumable. Oh, I thought that was a consumable one. Sublimators. Okay, so I don't know whether maybe we did have access to it before, but either way, we'll make that a high priority drop off in that bin right there. There is a dupe throwing that right there. Excellent. The next thing I'm doing is putting an an oxygen diffuser, rather, to help the oxygen situation. I was really hoping for a lot more igneous rock than there was in this little zone, because I want to build stuff where I can out of stuff that's already cold. So the igneous rock being cold versus, let's say, the slate that's pretty hot. I want to get access to some of that to build ladders. Alright, we've got a nice tiling system. Maybe we'll get across there. We've got our oxygen diffuser running. Okay, and a little bit of an issue here. Didn't really account for that, actually. Okay, let me think how I want to handle this. Alright, I think we're going to start here with just doing a little bit of a mopping up. Continuing to dig out a little bit of igneous rock we do have access to. Are you doing water or actual brine? Okay. Oh, but now... Take that and empty that. Somebody. Okay, that takes care of that. But we might get future brine coming down, but at least I have some igneous rock so I can start my construction with that. I'm going to dig out a spot for a stable right here. I'm going to put in a feeding station, and I also see that there is a new grooming station. Overgrown grooming station. These hardy plants survive on the small amounts of drool produced by happy critters during grooming sessions. Oh, exciting. Actually, I prefer to make that out of iron, so we're going to actually wait till we dig out a little bit more iron. But we'll get a ladder going up and down. It would be nice to reach the bottom, give a spot for some of this chlorine to get down to. But I also want to get access to all these Drew drippers while I'm going for the locavore achievement, I can't plant them, so I'm going to have to rely on wild versions of these to actually feed whatever critters that I put in this stable. Suffocating. Oh, someone's... okay, how do we best do this thing? That should do... Get out of there, builder. Okay, thank goodness. What are we doing with hydrogen? Look at this. Okay, temporarily, I can connect this to scoop up a little bit of hydrogen. It's going to make the hydrogen flow down. And when it does, getting some extra power. Let's just double check that we've got automation connected. We do. Awesome. Don't want that to run forever though, because obviously it'll scoop up some oxygen. Now I'm curious when engineer will get there. Oh, upgrade soon. Very good. Alright, we don't have much more igneous rock, unfortunately. See a little bit over here, so maybe we'll get up to there. Water here getting low. Still able to maintain my calories, though, so that's something. Okay, I will put in the command here to put in the Drew drips for our turtles. So for that one should be picked up and dropped in. Good. Okay, we are going to try to minimize. I should have left that, but anyway. Single piece of slate right there, and then oh, and I'm also seeing another problem. As soon as I dig this out, I'm gonna get a lot of splashback. I'm gonna replace this with igneous rock right here. Actually, you know what? Let's hold on. I don't know if we have that much igneous. There's our cool overgrown grooming station. We're going to go up here, dig out a little bit more igneous rock. Alright, just ended up researching insulation. Let's do mesh tiling. Wouldn't mind a mesh tile right there, just to make sure dupes keep their feet wet when they go to this grooming station. Let's disable it for the moment. I think we're going to have to do something about that very, very soon. Actually didn't intend for the dupes to go around that way, but whatever. Alright, and miner will take us through here to get some igneous rock. And let's get that last piece miner. Okay. So what I'm trying to do after, of course, sealing off this stable is to block access to all these little critters from eating Drew drips where they're going to be dropping. Oh! Didn't count on the wild versions actually eating them from the critter feeder. Ugh, well. Let's extend our fire pole to make it easy to go up and down this spot as well. Seems like we may have trapped one or two of these guys in. They'll become our... right now there's 4. I'm a little bit concerned I can't feed that many, so we're going to kick 1 or 2 of these guys out. So now I'm putting a door in here just to prevent these wild dartles from escaping. Actually, has any escaped? I don't think so. Oh. No. No. That's annoying. Forgot that. Okay, we are... It's not exactly what I wanted. I want to disconnect that little line, and you know what? I'm just going to rip it up to there. And I'm going to disconnect this power. We're going to put in automation in a bit. Okay, so we have a door there. Also, we had some brine ice that I had tossed over the side. That's good to see. Bleach stone being moved there. Kicking out some elderly critters from the stable. Oh, they can't be reached up there. Let's enable this so we can start taming these guys. Great, trying to tame the one we want to kick out. And that's not desired. We don't want you in here. Might have to just put in a ladder there to make that a little bit easy. Oh, and you... kick you out. Open this area up. Do that as well. Hold on. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, so you've been kicked out. Oh, and I've got... should do this. All these Drew drips. Another one down. Oh. Okay, might get rid of that fire pole. Never considered that, but let's just take this and put that there. Critical moment. So we have no more water accessible on this pitcher pump. So we'll want to set up our new micro mushers down here. I plan to do this before we run out of water, but, well, it just didn't quite happen like that. Oh, guys, you're making this so hard. Okay. Let's store some dirt here. Crank out mush bars before we run out. Now, nice thing about this we could get this built right here. Somebody, these dupes are technically stuck until then. Eek. There we go. And take this, that right there. Make this priority. We've got light access. Okay, so that is back again. We can get that out. That means we can actually do this. Some mopping up down here. Take that out later. that. These 2 tiles can go. Technically, we can no longer get over there anymore. Let's take that and extend our fire pole down here. See some potential food. We can at least access there. There we go. Okay, now, the next thing I can do to add water will be a simple dig like that. So now let's automate this setup. We'll have a gas element sensor looking for hydrogen with a filter gate. Actually get rid of that whole little section. Set that to be 120, looking for our hydrogen. And we'll rebuild our pipeline. Gonna go dig into this area. See a Drew drip that can't grow because the pressure is too high in there. Should be able to solve that once we get in. Just missing automation wire. There we go. All right, so with that automation set, I can connect that with power and forget about it. Down here, probably need another emptying of this. See a little bit of hydrogen developing in our barracks. How's the overall oxygen situation? Looking all right. Okay, so what I'd like to see is a door right here to protect that Drew drip. Check on this guy here. Groomed, tame. Okay, so we've got a tame Dartle. We've got to build up. Not a lot of Drew drips on store just yet. All right, and I believe, yeah, that is our hydrogen line fixed up. We're going to put in a similar automation down there, but this time looking for not oxygen. Excellent with that. We should take care of some of the hydrogen. The other thing is I'd like to give some protection on these 2 Drew drips. Okay, so this time we're going to be looking for oxygen and not oxygen type of setup. Okay, that didn't quite work. We got to kick you out. And we can open that up as well. Maybe we'll put a mesh tile there as well, just to really help with that. Anyways, I think that is where I'm going to leave it for today. Let's see what is going on here. That's looking for oxygen. That's... Oh, that's just backed up. That needs an empty probably. I'm going to do one final thing here. Just do this. And open up the hydrogen area where our barracks is. Oh, stress builder. Wow. Actually, there's quite a bit of stress on base. Ouch. Anyway, I I don't know if I'm going to get this the first time through, but you know what? We will see how this whole thing goes. This is the Prehistoric DLC actual release today. Me trying it out on hard mode and seeing if I can snag in some achievements along the way. Actually, you know what? Let's see, where are we with the Locavore achievement? Before we go for the day, if I could go back up game to Locavore. We are at 299, so 100,000 calories left to go, and then all of a sudden farming can be a thing.